love the new year. There's something about a fresh start and a new beginning and a time to reflect back on the past year and look ahead to the new year and what it may bring. So every year, my husband, my two daughters, and I, we have a tradition where we go to a coffee shop on New Year's Day and spend some time reflecting and looking ahead. Our lives are busy, as yours probably are too, and we want to be intentional to make sure we don't miss our lives. So we have found that setting aside some time for reflection allows us to pause and take a moment to see where we've been and where we're going. Through this time, we look at all that has happened in the past year, the good and the bad, and how God has worked in our lives in each of these moments. So if you're like me, you can get to the end of the year and wonder, what did we do this year? I can't even seem to remember what I did yesterday. But whenever we take the time to recount the past year, my family ends up having so much fun remembering the places we went, the milestones, and the accomplishments that happened, the holidays we celebrated, and the new friends that we made throughout the year. Even in years when there has been times of grief and stress and difficulty, remembering the ways God faithfully brought us through it and the rich blessings in between brings us peace and hope moving into the new year. Now, sometimes it can be difficult to stop and reflect because we don't want to be faced with all the things we wish we would have, should have, could have. Maybe you're ashamed that you didn't do all the things you set out to do last January 1st. Or maybe this past year just didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to be. Please don't let these things keep you from taking some time to reflect. Only by looking back to see where you've come from can you then take all that you've experienced and learned and begin to look ahead. Isaiah 43:18 through 19 says, "Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland." If you're feeling like you're coming out of a wilderness of last year, take heart. He is making a way through that wilderness and bringing his living water to the wasteland. You get to put the old behind and start anew. God delights in making all things new and providing for his people. So this week, I encourage you to take some time, either by yourself or with your family members, to look back over this past year and ask, what can we celebrate about last year? And what were maybe some of the hard and difficult things we experienced? And then ask, how did we see God at work through those things in our lives last year? After that, take a moment to imagine what this new year can bring. What might God be wanting to do in your life in this coming year? How could you join God in what he is doing? It is my prayer for you that you will intentionally look to God in this coming year, knowing that he is always at work and he is always working on your behalf. We have a new start in Jesus. He is our hope and our future.